Well, it looks like things are flooding the Rumble service. We are not live on Rumble, but for those watching on YouTube and on X, welcome to the Nexus. So weekly what am I I'm supposed to watch me blunder about our software. Welcome to the Nexus, y'all. It's
Hi.
Hi. Finally made it. Weekly Torah chat discussion, informal but serious, and we'd like you to join. There's a link over in your description. Folks on X, I'm getting to you right now to get you a link. I'll be surprised if anybody watches, because apparently everybody's watching the debate or things that have to do with the debate, the commentaries and whatnot from folks. So we for those of you watching, thank you so much. And if you're watching on X, or if you're going to be watching on X, look down in the comment section. You'll see a link that'll bring you here into the studio. If you have a comment, compliment, complaint, Rosalie, how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm okay now that we got it down, got it made. I want to apologize for last week. We were at the Myriad Gardens, and I saw my phone has the virtual hotspot thing on it, so I was ready to have that as a hotspot. I found some great outlets at some neat locations that were real pretty and kind of quiet. You could talk, and turns out my phone doesn't. We didn't subscribe to the hotspot app or something, or whatever it is on the phone from Verizon, so it couldn't be used.
Bummer.
Real bummer, because we had a lot of disappointments that we used to feed the ducks. We did that for the 10 years that we lived there, and the girls loved going down there and feeding the ducks at the Myriad Gardens, and now they have a thing against it, so you can't do that anymore.
Bummer. So
they're very sad about that. I was very sad about the Wi-Fi situation, but we're here now. So debate's going on right now. Let's see if we can hook back up to Rumble. We're going to try this one more time. An error occurred. And it looks like we're going to have to just keep trying, because it doesn't want to go live, apparently.
Well, give it time for everybody to get in what they're trying to do with their presidential shit.
Somebody's throwing a fit out there.
I hear that.
Can you hear that?
Oh, yeah. That's okay.
We don't. Yeah, we don't. Okay, we're on. Are we live? We're live on Rumble. Okay, great.
Yay.
We finally got to you, Rumble. It took a while, but I think the presidential debates, I think probably Steven Crowder's show alone has taken up a lot of power with y'all. So thank you for having us here, and we'd love for you to join us. Yes, there is presidential debates. Yeah, we all know the story. I think you can tell by the All-American Zionist bit. I favor Donald Trump, because he was signing peace deals in the Middle East, and didn't start any new wars. And when something had to be done, he did it. Get rid of ISIS, the caliphate. So yeah, I like the guy who does peace. I like the peace candidate.
Right.
And I don't like Joe Biden at all.
No.
Nothing about him I've liked ever. I didn't care. But how anybody will vote for him is beyond me. Beyond me. But let me take off the banner, because we're going to get into real quick here. Meme of the week. Yep. Time for meme of the week here on the Nexus. I got some good ones. One's technically not a meme.
Right. I love it.
But how true is it? Huh? Okay.
Yes, it is.
One of the funnier ones this week. And since it's Pride, we'll show Pride here. It's not that Pride. I'm sorry, I forgot. The real Pride, the new Pride, whatever it is. Exactly. And finally, meme of the week. The winner of the meme of the week. That is Pinochet, by the way, on the right. He was Chilean, and he got rid of communists. So. Wonderful, wonderful human being. So there we go. I was going to make this the meme of the week, but I don't know. It wasn't doing it for me. So.
Share that with me on Facebook.
You got it.
I need another reason to get kicked off for 24 hours. That's why you got all the flood in your inbox, because I can still message you, but I couldn't post. They won't even let you like or dislike now anymore. At least you could like or dislike it. Now you can't even do that.
Wow.
Well, I took that away. Assholes.
So yeah, presidential debate. I'm wearing something colorful, by the way, and
There you
all
go.
American.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yep.
I'm gonna do as much
I
color.
like that. I like that young kid. I wish I would have remembered his name. The one with the refrain of the song about he's not letting anybody piss on his parade. Yeah, that's a good song.
All
That
right.
is a good song.
Well, this week's Parsha, this week's Torah portion, God actually gives you the remedy to politics, explains it,
Mm-hmm.
and lets you see the dangers of it. So I want to get into that real quick while we're still here on YouTube and everything. If you're not watching the debates and you want something a little more interesting, numbers, Bamidbar numbers, huh?
I posted the Torah portion in the
In the
on the
chat.
side chat. Yep.
We have it in the link down below as well for Chabad. Sadly, we can't post to Twitch. It's to X, so not yet anyway. But it's Numbers 13. Chabad.org is a great place to go for a decent translation.
Yep.
Hashem spoke to Moses, saying, "Send forth men, if you please, and let them spy out the land of Canaan that I give to the children of Israel. One man each from his father's tribe shall you send, every one a leader among them." Moses sent them from the wilderness of Paran at Hashem's command. They were all distinguished men, heads of the children of Israel were they. And they give their names. I'm not going to read them all here. There are a lot of them. These are the names, those were the names of the men whom Moses sent to spy out the land. Moses called Hoshea, son of Nun, Joshua. Moses sent them to spy out the land of Canaan, and he said to them, "Ascend here in the south and climb the mountains. See the land, how is it, and the people that dwells in it. Is it strong or weak? Is it few or numerous? And how is the land in which it dwells? Is it good or is it bad? And how are the cities in which it dwells? Are they open or are they fortified? And how is the land? Is it fertile or is it lean? Are the trees in it or not? You shall strengthen yourselves and take from the fruit of the land. The days were the season of the first ripe grapes." They descended and spied out the land from the wilderness of Zin to the expanse of the approach to Hamath. They ascended in the south and arrived at Hebron, where there were Ammon, Shishai, and Talmai, the offspring of the giant. Hebron had been built 7 years before Zoan of Egypt. They arrived at the valley of Eshcol, and cut from there a vine with one cluster of grapes, and bore it on a double pole. And the pomegranates and of the figs. They named the place Valley of Eshcol, because of the cluster that the children cut from there. In other words, it took 2 poles, 2 men on 2 poles to carry one cluster of grapes. You want to talk about fruitful, like grapes. They returned from spying out the land at the end of 40 days. They went and came to Moses and Aaron and said to the entire assembly of the children of Israel, "To the wilderness of Paran at Kadesh," and brought back the report to them and the entire assembly, and they showed them the fruit of the land. They reported to him and said, "We arrived at the land to which you sent us, and indeed, it flows with milk and honey, and this is its fruit. But the people that dwell in the land is powerful. The cities are fortified and very great. And we also saw there were offspring of the giant. Amalek dwells in the area of the south. The Hittite, the Jezebite, and the Amorite dwell on the mountain. And the Canaanite dwells by the sea and on the bank of the Jordan." Caleb silenced the people toward Moses and said, "We shall surely ascend and conquer it. For we will and can surely do it." But the men who had ascended with him said, we cannot ascend to that people, for it is too strong for us. They brought forth to the children of Israel an evil report on the land that they had spied out, saying, the land through which we have passed to spy it out is a land that devours its inhabitants. All the people we saw there were huge. There we saw the Nephilim, the sons of the giant from among the Nephilim. They were like grasshoppers in our eyes, and so were we in their eyes. The entire assembly raised up and issued its voice. The people wept at night that night. All the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron, and the entire assembly said to them, if only we had died in the land of Egypt, or if only we had died in the wilderness. Why is Hashem bringing us to this land to die by the sword? Our wives and our young children will be taken captive. Is it not better for us to return to Egypt? So they said to one another, let us appoint a leader and let us return to Egypt. Moses and Aaron fell on their faces before the entire congregation of the assembly of the children of Israel. Joshua, son of Nun, and Caleb, son of Jephunneh, of the spies of the land, tore their garments. They spoke to the entire assembly of the children of Israel, saying, the land that we passed through to spy it out, the land is very, very good. If Hashem desires us, he will bring us to this land and give it to us, a land that flows with milk and honey. But do not rebel against Hashem. You should not fear the people of the land, for they are our bread. Their protection has departed from them. Hashem is with us. Do not fear them. But the entire assembly said to pelt them with stones, and the glory of Hashem appeared in the tent of meeting to all the children of Israel. Hashem said to Moses, how long will this people provoke me, and how long will they not have faith in me, despite all the signs that I have performed in their midst? I will smite them with the plague and annihilate them, and I shall make you a greater and more powerful nation than they. Moses said to Hashem, then Egypt, from whose midst you brought up this nation with your power, will hear, and they will say about the inhabitants of this land, they have heard that you, Hashem, are in the midst of his people, that you, Hashem, appeared eye to eye, and your cloud stands over them, and that in a pillar of cloud you go before them by day, and in a pillar of fire at night, yet you killed this people like a single man. Then the nations that heard of your fame will say, because Hashem lacked the ability to bring this people to the land that he swore to give them, he slaughtered them in the wilderness. I'm going to pause here. I don't know how much longer, but I'm going to stop right here and explain to you what's going on in the world with this lesson from the great teaching. God said, this will be your land. We're taking you there. And the parsha starts out, and I'm reading out of the Stone Edition. Hashem spoke to Moses, saying, send forth men, if you please, and let them spy out the land of Canaan that I give the children of Israel. So it's like, if you please. It's like this was on them. But they go in, they see what they saw, they come back with evidence. It was indeed a fruitful place, mutant fruit. They freaked out. And people were saying, we've got this. Hashem said they were going to take it anyway. Instead of fearing them, should say, wow, this is who Hashem's going to move aside for us. But that's not what they thought. And the whole nation had a spaz because of the words of just a few men. Not the pillar of fire, not the cloud, not the plagues, not the miracles of, getting out of Egypt. No, the words of a few jerks. And the entire nation had a spaz. That's us.
He didn't ask for their opinion. He asked about the land. He didn't ask for their opinion, but they freaked out and gave it to him anyway because of their lack of confidence.
It was evil speech.
Exactly. Lashon hara.
And this cost them 40 years
Yep.
of roaming around in circles until they got it right. I have forgiven because of your word. This is what Hashem said to Moses. I've skipped ahead a bit. I'm in 14:20. And Hashem said, I have forgiven because of your word, but as I live, and the glory of Hashem shall fill the entire world, that all the men who have seen my glory and my signs that I perform in Egypt and in the wilderness, and have tested me these 10 times, and have not heeded my voice, if they will see the land that I have sworn to give their forefathers, and all who anger me shall not see it. But my servant Caleb, because a different spirit was with him, and he followed me wholeheartedly, I shall bring him to the land to which he came, and his offspring shall possess it. The Amalekite, the Canaanite dwell in the valley. Tomorrow turn and journey toward the wilderness in the direction of the Sea of Reeds. Your carcasses shall drop in the wilderness. Your children will roam in the wilderness for 40 years and bear your guilt, and to your carcasses shall cease to be in the wilderness. Like the number of the days that you spied out the land, 40 days, a year for a year, a day for a year, you shall bear your iniquities. 40 years, and you shall comprehend straying from me. I, Hashem, have spoken. If I shall not do this to the entire evil assembly that gathers against me in the wilderness, shall they cease to be, and there shall they die. It's on Moses' merit. So, the politics of men. That's what the evil inclination. One of the aspects of the evil inclination tell you or ask you, who are you? Who are you to be righteous? Who are you to even try? Who are you to succeed in business? Who are you to make more than your neighbor? It's that evil inclination. That's the internal one. And that's really what's going on here in this week's Parsha. And that's what we get. And that's why, fear is so easy for people to fall to, especially in large numbers. And it's cost them. They could have walked into the land and probably not even maybe a drop of blood would be shed. They might just be happy to see Hashem with the people. If this were the Rephaim, the children of the Nephilim or whatever, like they say, the race of giants, Og was the final one that Moses defeated, or was it David? Did David defeat Og? I know David defeated one of them. It was a Rephaim. I think, that might have been the last of his kind. Okay, so anyway, at this time, they might have been happy to see the ark and Israel coming home. They didn't have that attitude, and that's what the powerful have always done with their people. Look at Islam. Look at even more so. Look at the Roman Empire and how it's like just keep them dark, keep them upset, keep them scared, keep them small, and keep them frightened. And that's what you have to be aware of. So you've got a guy who's brought you war, who's brought you a ridiculous economy. He's brought you enough criminal migrants into your country that outnumber 35 states. And and then you have a guy who's shooting for peace and better times. So I don't know, but I'm going to leave it on that for YouTube. I'm going to go over exclusively.
Nah, you need to go read 36 and 37 to them, and 38.
Well, if I must, madam.
Yeah.
In 14?
The same chapter we were in. Or I can do it if you want.
But go ahead.
Okay. 36. As for the men whom Moses had sent to scout the land, who returned and caused the entire congregation to complain against him by spreading a slanderous report about the Lord. The men who spread an evil report about the Lord died in the plague before the Lord. Gee, doesn't that sound familiar? But Joshua, the son of Nun, and Caleb, the son of Nun, remained alive of the men who went to tour the land. Moses related all the words to the children of Israel, and the people mourned greatly. These are chieftains. These are big mucky mucks. They're the princes of each tribe. God said, yeah, no. Bye, see ya. Bye, Felicia. You're gone. Or as Moses put it in 41, why do you transgress the word of the Lord? It will not succeed. Period. Do not go up. The Lord is not among
Speaking
you,
of
so that
Israel,
you will not be beaten by your enemies. Right.
you will not succeed.
That's what it said right there. It said, I'm not going with you. You fucked up. Nuh-uh. Nope, 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 nope. There's no kissing my ass now. Sorry.
What have you got to lose? Turning to Hashem.
Exactly.
What have you got to lose supporting Israel? Just for in your head as a thought experiment for a day.
Mm-hmm.
What have you got to lose?
I can't wait to see what the girls are going to get in trouble for. I can't wait for that.
The girls?
Mm-hmm. Talib, AOC, etc., etc., etc.
Oh.
The squad. That's what I was looking for, the squad. They took out one guy. He lost his chair. He lost in Brooklyn. It's Brooklyn or the Bronx. He lost his seat in Congress or the Senate, one of the two.
Ooh. I didn't know that. I did not know any of this.
It was in yesterday's thingy. Yep, I can't remember what his name was. Like I said, it was either in the he's from New York, and it was like the only guy mixed in with the squad. It was really bad mouthing Israel, and Jews got together, rallied around, made everybody vote. And guess what? He is not up for re-election. It will not be on the ballot.
I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was screaming. Yeah, Hamas slogans, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got news for you. Normal Americans are really proud of what we stopped in World War II. And we venerate our grandfathers and great-grandfathers who made it happen. And the women. We wouldn't have won that war without the women. No, we don't put them on the front line like morons who think women can be men do. But
they were nurses. There were nurses there.
There were nurses there, and there were women back home.
Right, that too.
They put the women to work, and the women freaking work, baby.
Oh man.
Don't knock that, but you know, we were proud of that. We didn't know it was happening like that. We knew it was bad. We had no idea that we would find what we found. And I've talked to, vets before there was an internet readily available to mankind who told me the stories of what they'd seen.
Right.
We like Israel. Most people think that's where the Jews belong, whether they're Christian or not. I don't care if they're religious reasons. Why Americans, we like that bit of freedom, and we like the Bible stuff. We got church. I live in the Midwest. Churches everywhere. I mean, they're just everywhere. There's always a church somewhere. And bingo at a good deal of them too. It's great. No, we have something really good here, and don't let the words of men, lead you astray. Phrase from one of my favorite atheists, Douglas Adams. Don't panic.
Right.
Large friendly letters on the cover of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Don't panic. That'd be neat if I could just get a little Chumash Bible cover. Don't panic. That'd be perfect. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna get us off of YouTube and see if we can get the selection thing going. I want to see if I can get over there and see what's going on. But YouTube, thanks for keeping all our stuff up there. I haven't done anything yet to hack y'all off, so I've got 10 years of roughly 10 years, maybe more like 9 worth of hangouts, weekly hangouts, and videos that we did years ago, back when people weren't scared to talk about each other. I wonder if the reason why Google Plus took that down is because the number one conversation 80% of the time was God or religion or the Bible. You know, that's all they wanted to talk. That's all anybody wanted to talk about at the time. And this is the first time we could do it in real time on an easy to use format. So, but thanks YouTube. I appreciate you having us there. But